So he was like a doctor who couldn't bring down the temperature of the patient, so he killed him so that the temperature could come down. Finally, the Prime Minister saw my reasoning and he was sent home, where he belonged, the United States of America. I did some research on Ravan and found that Ravan was born in a village called Bisrak in Noida near Delhi. Then how did he end up in Sri Lanka? He went to Mansarovar and there he did tapas in the name of Lord Shiva. Shiva then gave him a boon. With that boon he said, which shall I conquer? And he said his cousin Guber had beautifully developed Sri Lanka. So he went to Sri Lanka, captured it and became its king. I remember once I was arguing in Supreme Court saying that this Setu Samudram project, which was a pet project of Karunanidhi, should be scrapped, and we certainly will not allow Ram Setu to be broken. The canal, the causeway which was built on Ram's guidance. And the court, of course, accepted my point of view, and so that proposal is now finished. But in the process, when I was arguing, the papers quoted me as saying, what is the origin of Ram Setu and so on. So Karunanidhi got upset. And he said that who's Swami to call this Ram Setu? It used to be called as Adam's Bridge. Was Ram an engineer? Which engineering college did he go to? Next day he fell ill. And he had to be admitted to hospital, and the name of the hospital was Ramchandra Medical Hospital. So I wrote him a letter that thank God that Rama has got an MBBS at least. Jawaharlal Nehru went to Cambridge and failed. I don't think any Nehru has passed an exam. And in those days, they used to have for people coming from colonies a special degree called gentleman pass. So Jawaharlal Nehru got that. He came back to India and congressmen started calling him Pandit Ji. A man who failed the exam, Pandit Ji. The man who has a PhD, Bhim Rao. It is Ambedkar who could be called Panditji by the old standards. Because in Brahma's cabinet, the three most important portfolios are held by women. Defense, Durga; finance, Lakshmi; education, Saraswati. And I searched whether any male god got anything, and I found that information broadcasting was given to Narad Muni. And when the men failed, they went and begged Durga, we can't defeat these demons, please help us. And that's how Kali came up. So this is the tradition, and what you see today is disgusting, is deplorable, the treatment of women. All of you want to take a step forward, take an oath that you will never accept dowry when you get married. Take that as a right. Shankaracharya said, Advaita means that everything is Maya. We are all one. Everything is a grand unity. And whatever you see is Maya. One day he was teaching this in his ashram, and a mad elephant came into the from the bushes it came into the ashram, towards the ashram. So the Shankaracharya said, get up and let's run. So they all picked up their whatever, takht and whatever, and started running. So one student said to Shankaracharya, but you said everything is Maya, but you are seeing this elephant and running. So he says, who says I'm running? That is also Maya. So every time there was a hearing, I would come. Of course, Jetmalani ensured I sat with prostitutes and pickpockets and all that in the court. And I was called last. But I enjoyed the company of these prostitutes. They told me many stories about visiting politicians. So I made... So... One complaint I have got from Tihar jail, superintendent. He told me, he knows me, so he told me, अभी राजा को भेज रहे हो, कन्याकुमारी को भेज रहे हो, बाद में चिदम्बरम और का बेटा आएगा, हम तो मुसीबत हमारी बढ़ा रहे हो. I said, why? He said, वो सब आकर इडली डोसा मांग रहे हैं, हमारी बावर्ची तो सिर्फ आलू पूरी जानता है. So I said, what happens? Somebody comes and asks for pizza and spaghetti. Please understand, this country's Hindus never agreed to accept slavery or change of religion. Iran was ruled by 100% by the Zoroastrians. Islam conquered Iran. In 15 years they converted the whole country to Islam. Mesopotamia and Babylon, which is now together called Iraq, was converted in 17 years by the Islamic forces, by their usual methods, to 100% Islam. Egypt was converted in 21 years to 100% Islam. Europe was converted to Christianity in 50 years by the Christian forces. But India, 700 years of Islamic rule, 200 years of Christian rule, we are still 82% Hindu. What does it mean? Every part of India was in revolt. But the narrative today is that we accepted British rule. In 1962, the Chinese attacked us, and many years later, in 1977, Morarji Desai asked me whether I could bring about some communication with Chinese and settle this enmity. So when I went to meet the Chinese, and of course I myself speak Chinese, and the Chinese have a wonderful saying, Tian pu pa, ti pu pa, jo pa, yang gui zu hui shou zhong guo hua, which means don't fear the gods, don't fear the devil, but do fear the foreigner who can speak Chinese. In 1988, I decided to go to Kachatibu because these fishermen were going on giving me petitions that the Sri Lankans are firing on us, they don't let us. The best prawns are available on the around the in that island, around that island. So they go fishing there, and then the Sri Lankans used to fire on them. So I said, okay, because it was part of our treaty when we gave Kachativu that the fishermen can fish there, dry their nets there, and there was a church also there, St. Anthony's. So in fact on St. Anthony's Day you could go and worship there for Christians and all that. So I told the fishermen I'm ready to come. So I announced that I would go. So I landed up in Madurai to go to Rameshwaram, then to
take a boat and go to Kachetibu. And when I landed in Madurai, the then DGP of Tamil Nadu Police, a man called Ravindran, called me up and he said, the Chief Minister has asked you to be arrested. So I said, arrested what? It's to prevent you from going there. There will be some Galata, the LTT people are very active there, they will kill you and all that. So I said, then how am I responsible? If they are responsible, do something to them. He said, no, we are putting you up in Tamil Nadu hotel and you can't leave it unless you promise to go back to Delhi. Otherwise you will be there. So I was put up there for 2 days. After that I was getting bored. So I finally phoned up the DGP and said, I'm ready to go back to Delhi. So he said, okay. And I said, what is this? I mean, Kachetibu, your farmers, the fishermen are suffering. He said, this is, you know, how it is, the law of politics, and MGR is good friends with Prabhakar, and at that time he was. And therefore, you know, you can't go. So I came back and I was about 6 hours left. So I said, let me go to Kanchipuram and tell Paramacharya this. So I went to Paramacharya, I said, Kachetibu Podka Vata hai, Ulla put in the jail putta. Then you never know na Delhi la poi Supreme Court la case podu. I said, arresting Tamil Nadu police and go to Supreme Court. But he has said it, so I went. I told my wife, who normally does all my drafting work, because she's a lawyer. I said, listen, I have to put a case against my arrest in the Supreme Court. She said, don't be crazy. You go to a magistrate in Madurai and file a case there, or a sessions judge, but you can't go to Supreme Court. They'll make fun of you, they'll put costs on you, so on. I said, Paramacharya said, so you draft. She said, I will be insulted. People will say, what kind of a lawyer you are? You allowed your husband to file such a ridiculous petition. So I said, you don't come. You file it, give it to me, and I'll go and argue. So anyway, she came, and when I sat in the court 15 minutes before the judge came, it was Justice Venkatramayya, all the other lawyers who know me, senior lawyers, they asked me, why you come? I said, MGR arrested me in Madurai, so I've come to challenge that. He said, you come to Supreme Court? They will rebuke you, the judges will put a fine on you. I mean, this is, total lack of respect for the Supreme Court. I said, I can't do it. I mean, I can't help it. I've decided to do it. Now in comes Venkatramayya and sits, and at that time the government Solicitor General was a man called Kuldeep Singh. He later became a judge himself. So he got up and said, Your Lordship, this petition is an insult to the Supreme Court. I mean, some arrest is taking place, it's coming straight to Supreme Court without even going to the magistrate there. So Venkatramayya says, Mr. Kuldeep Singh, why was he arrested? So Kuldeep Singh taken aback. Tomorrow you'll arrest all the Tamilians in Delhi and say, go back to Tamil Nadu. Now Kuldeep Singh couldn't understand. So he said, no, there was a danger to his life from LTT. He said, then arrest the LTT people. How you arrested him? So then Kuldeep Singh said, please give me 24 hours. I'll take instructions from the government and come back. Next day he came back and he said that I have been asked to convey by the Prime Minister, that time Rajiv Gandhi, that Mr. Swamy can go and we'll make arrangements. So I went back. I told Paramacharya that, I have been successful and all. He said, yes, go on, go. But I always used to see Paramacharya with my shirt on, so that Pujari, and that man was standing next to him, said, Chattar Tungo. So Paramacharya said, hey, Bhadrama re, you are ungamaliyo case poturar. So I went, and in Rameshwaram, Air Force, Navy, battleships, all escorted me to Kachati. Now, who could imagine something like this? We have fights every day over water. Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and I'm a Tamilian whose parents lived in Bangalore, so I have a split mind on this. So they asked me the other day, what are you going to do for our Kaveri problem? I asked them a question, do you want Kaveri water or ordinary water? If you want water, I can give you water unlimited. I can tell you how. Desalination of seawater. It is being used in Israel, it's being used in Saudi Arabia, it's in Dubai. You go to UAE, you see everything green there. How? On sand, there's no river there. It's because of desalination. Same thing in Saudi Arabia, same thing in Israel. We got such a long coastline, 4 desalination plants set up in Tamil Nadu. You will not need water from Kaveri. In fact, you will generate so much water, we can pump it in the reverse direction and give it to Karnataka. And it's not a very big innovation for us because it's already done in Israel and countries like that. We can do it too. And there are plenty of other things. Or you can innovate to make it possible for a canal to be cut through the Deccan, connecting Ganga and Kaveri, and creating a water grid in our country. We have got so many rivers just going to the ocean. Kerala, which is fighting with Tamil Nadu or Mulla Periyar, has got 46 rivers, 96% of it is all going to the ocean. But they say, no, we want Mulla Periyar. So this is a mindset which has to change. That's why I say, you want Kaveri water or you want water? That is the mindset that you should have. We want water. You get it from the skies, you get it from Karnataka, you get it from wherever, but we want water. There is a genuine shortage of water in Tamil Nadu.